Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We are going to be talking about napping today. And we know that quality sleep is really important, but is napping really good for you? And how can you best do it to benefit your body? If you have any questions, please feel free to give Dr. Justine a quick text. Dr. Justine is our leader here at Justine Blainey Wellness Center, and she's also my chiropractor. And she is a warrior for your and your family's health. She really does believe that you can be the best version of yourself if you have the best care provided and you have a really great health team behind you. Please help me welcome Dr. Justine.
Hello, everyone, and we've got great information. Today's talk is about napping, and it does come, the information does come from an article um, called Health Realization 2023. So all of the slides can be referenced back to there. And we are going to be talking again next week about that tired, the fatigue, how to deal with different medical issues that can make you really tired, and how to be aware of it and change it. We do have our fall makeover. I'm talking about gut health, your microbiome, and your brain gut reaction. Your gut affects your energy, your sleep. It affects every type of fuel going in your body to be digested. And it's going to affect things like your skin, your focus, your sleep, your energy, your strength. So, very important fall makeover that will be in person. We'll have snacks, energy, exercises, wellness boosts. So come out to that. That is Saturday, September 28th. In person, all are welcome. And you can call the office at 905-840-9355 for a ticket and information. We have shoulder mobility exercises. We need that mobility to increase our strength and to be able to have better posture. And Dr. Udani will be talking about toxins. So, as we get in today, we're talking about napping, and is it good for you or not? And then what kind of naps, how long your nap should be. So that, sometimes people feel they take a nap and they feel worse, and why. So, we've got some great information for you today. I love napping, and we'll talk about how to do so in a healthy way. Um, the research shows there's tons of health benefits to napping. It can be a way for a little bit of a catch up sleep. And it can be that as we're aging, we can have dysregulated or not quality sleep at night, and or not as much as we might need. Um, for me, staying laying down for long periods of time will make me stiff. So I do need to kind of shorten that to about 6 hours, 6.5 hours. So the sweet spot typically is around 7 hours for adults, more for teenagers, children, and seniors. But there is this myth that I need 8, I need 9 hours sleep, and that's just not true. Some people do need more than others, and some people do need more downtime. But if you're like me, and you may get stiff sleeping, or you just can't fit in always 7 hours, then or 8 hours, napping can be amazing, and it's done by many countries. So if we look at the productivity, napping in the afternoons, I think we missed a slide. We can see that afternoon naps can also help when we feel a little bit more fatigued. And so for me, that's exactly when I will have naps, and they are pre planned during the week. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, I plan my naps. I have a pre planned, organized, same time, same amount of nap time, so that my body creates that rhythm. Our biological clock, that hypothalamus in here in our brain, impacts so many of our body processes like our temperature, our digestion, our moods, our hormones. And that circadian rhythm, or the internal clock, can be affected by our hypothalamus. So you'll notice that many people might wake up at the exact same time in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock every night or 3 o'clock every night. Um, and they have to go to the bathroom, but they still have that rhythm of waking up at the same time. And that's part of that circadian rhythm. And it can be affected if you change your bedtime routine at night, go to bed at different times. For example, go to bed at 10 o'clock during the week, but go to bed at 1 o'clock on the weekend. When we have a transition onto the weekends, it should be a transition of about an hour. If it's longer than an hour, it is definitely affecting your circadian rhythm. And you know that when you travel, that sometimes people can feel much more difficult to adapt to 3 hour time changes. Whereas when I travel, I actually keep my watch on the old time so that I can try to continue a similar bedtime, wake time routines. Um, Afternoon can be the time where we feel like that slump, especially after eating lunch. So, being cautious what that food is, and we have many talks about that. Staying away from carbs or pastas, um, at big sandwiches with big amounts of bread, because that's still, when you have a high sugar slump, you do have a crash at lunch. So, being cautious of what that meal is, and looking for creating similar routines to help that circadian rhythm. So when we have these naps in the afternoon, they can increase our productivity, but it's the timing of that nap. So I trained through high school and university for a 12-minute nap. Typically, it would take me a few minutes just to crash, to give myself permission to shut my brain down. I would need to be in that dark space, but often I would just train myself how to have a 12-minute nap in the car at a hockey rink. But this article talks about a 6-minute nap. And again, giving yourself that permission, that grace to drop your guard down, just to let your brain shut off for 6 minutes. And they've talked about how it can improve memory, retention, learning, creative thinking, problem solving. They even talk about having a desk time naps, but just shutting your brain down for 6 minutes. Some companies will even have nap rooms. If you look at the airport and you go into like the Air Canada lounge, and so, I know in many of the lounges through Europe, they will have, it looks like a lawn chair, but it's a napping chair, and blankets provided in order to be able to handle time changes and flight changes. Um, Other studies talk about 40-minute naps. I can tell you that I think once you get beyond 30 minutes, 40 minutes, especially an hour, that's when you wake up really groggy. You might get into the deep REM sleep too much, and then your body's confused and thinks you're going to bed at night. So there is finding that sweet spot, that window that works for you. For me, it's between 12 minutes and 20 minutes, and then it's time to get up and get walking and moving. So whether it's in the summer, I get walking, move around the garden, deadhead, or just slow walking around the house in the winter. I might do one set of an exercise, squats or bicep curls, something to get the body pumping. It might even be just waving your arms for a minute, air punching for a minute, getting your heart rate, your body moving right after that nap. Motion will wake up the brain again. Some people have sleep policies at work. Um, they it will, if it goes too long a nap, it will affect nighttime sleeping. So it steals hours from the nighttime sleeping. So just being very cautious. I know some people think of a Sunday 2 hour nap to catch up because maybe you stayed out late the night before, but then often right after that nap, it really takes quite a bit of time to get back on track for your day. So it's great if you're sick or your immune system's down, you're feeling overwhelmed. Sometimes you'll go beyond to a longer nap, but still set that alarm, get your body up and moving afterwards. For me, the sweet spot is between sort of that 12 to 20-minute mark. My husband would probably be closer to the 30 to 40-minute mark. Um, Not everybody this is the same, and that's okay. It creates some creativity. Find your sweet spot, and take note of how you feel when you get up. There are many countries that love having this siesta, this nap time, like Portugal, Spain, Latin America, Philippines, China, Italy, India, Middle East, North Africa. These Argentina, they actually consider this a sacred time, whether it's a little nap sitting in the park, like this picture, at your desk, laying on the couch. For me, it again, I typically do my workout, have a 20-minute nap, and then do some light exercises. That's focus, get the emails out of the way, and back to work for the afternoon. Some people call this the napping room or the desk pillow. Just cautious from a chiropractic point of view. If your head's in a flex state because you're sleeping, sitting, or flex state on your desk, you might get more energy because you're sleeping, but you're also causing damage to your neck. They do know from some of the research they've done in Greece and around the world. Again, this comes from the healthrealizationarticle.com, that it can reduce your risk of heart disease and coronary concerns, um, congestive heart failure. So, those who do take some time for napping to reset your body, it can help overall health conditions. So, let's talk about some napping tips to get the best out of your naps, your siestas, setting that alarm for whether it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, getting up with some light movement exercises, waving your arms, walking, creating number two, creating an ideal nap area. We have blackout blinds, a cooler area, dark area, night shades if you need it. It can be relaxing music, just like they have the relaxing music for babies in their cribs. Choose on your phone relaxing music or a light meditation. Schedule it. So, like I said, for myself, I know exactly when that nap time is: Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, so that I can know and plan those rest days as catch up times, in order to be able to maximize the rest of my day. It's best if it's at the same time and the same duration, and to get rid of number five, getting rid of those guilty feelings. You are not being lazy. You are setting a reset to be more productive for the rest of the day. Now, Americans tend to have some poor sleep habits. Many Americans, and some in this study talks about 1 out of 10 admitting they're not getting enough sleep. That we're sleep deprivation is a real thing. A lot of it comes from stress, from work, from home, from kids, from addictions. And addictions don't need to be caffeine or alcohol or smoking, but it can be from being on your phone. The phone should not be in the bed. Ideally, we all get a better sleep with the phone. If you're charging it at night, in the bathroom, in the kitchen, away from your head, use something else as an alarm device, as best possible, or put it on the other side of the room away from your head. That includes laptops, iPads before bed. I know people will read on a device. A reading is a great way for before bed, meditation, prayer before bed, gratefulness time for before bed. But then make sure that you have proper glasses, and you have it on a dimmer shade so it's not as bright for that blue light for your eyes. Um, People who are not getting enough sleep, unfortunately, different ethnicities can be affected, and certainly there is a difference between men and women. And soon as we hit menopause, that does affect our sleep quality as well. And that's where women may need more naps than men. And we need to appreciate, and then also, as if that's your partner, to give them that, or that's your mother, sister, aunt, grandmother, give them that permission, guilt free, to take that 20-minute nap so they're better when they come back. Those who are not working or unemployed typically have more difficulty as well. So it is really, really important to give that support. I recognize that naps can be super healthy if they're regulated and with proper purpose, to making sure we can be looking towards being more productive after that nap, knowing also that it will help to prevent certain diseases because our body is in a less stress state. And that is our goal, to reduce stress. So we got 9 ways to improve that good night's sleep, that napping time. Number one is that scheduling, similar bedtime. For me, I try to be in bed every night, 10:30 to 4:30. And honestly, I can't even really hold a conversation after 10:30. So getting those similar schedules for those nap times, create a plan for yourself. And then on the weekends, try to change it by an hour, but not much more. Limiting, obviously, heavy meals, lots of heavy exercise before bed, caffeine, alcohol before bed. Uh, being hockey player, this is more difficult if you play, hockey at night, which typically adult hockey is, or men's hockey is at night. Um, that's where it's going to be more difficult. So that's where you got to create that window of nap time later and still try and get back on that routine as quickly as possible. Avoiding nicotine or caffeine, alcohol right before bed will make a difference. Number four is making sure you get that regular exercise. And so, again, planning that. I have my Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday plan. That's 6 days a week. I know exactly when I'm getting that exercise, making sure I'm getting that hour or two set up so that I am going to get a better night's sleep. If you're new to this, start with that 30-minute walk, minimum 5 days a week, aim for 6 days a week, and have one day off of some other form of exercise or light stretching or light yoga or meditation. But body needs movement in order to get quality sleep and also to improve your naps. Making sure the environment, number five, is great for sleep. So dark rooms, we put the nightshade blinds down or dark blinds. You can use a mask, making sure it's cooler sheets, proper pillows, proper bedding can make a massive difference. Well, I used to live at Yonge and Eglinton, and so lots and lots of traffic, or live near an airport. So finding things that can change that noise, can block that noise, can be helpful as well. Night shift workers, very, very difficult. So that's when you want to definitely mimic that nighttime. I had a patient who was a firefighter. So he slept in the cellar. They created a bed. There's no windows. It's cool. And it's quiet. So creating that dark room is super important to help with the night shift workers. And that's also when naps can be very helpful to get back on schedule if you have alternating schedules. Number seven is choosing the right mattress and pillow. Do not get caught up with therapeutic or doctor recommended. Very important to make sure your pillow is the right size. It goes from your shoulder to your cheek, and we're not rolling our shoulder in as we sleep, or our arm above our head, or our hand by our chin to torque our neck, affecting our sleep. So, proper size pillow. If you're on your back, it should be very small, not pushing your head forward. If you do have things like acid reflux or snoring, you can get a wedge to lift your whole upper body rather than just your chin. If you're sleeping on your side, it should be the width of your shoulder to your chin. And the bedding is super, super important. You want more coils. Um, Foam can, if you get poor quality foam, there are different levels of quality. It can eventually sag, and that will cause challenges for your posture when you sleep. When you sleep on your side, pillow under your top arm and top leg, like a body pillow or U pillow. And when you're on your back, small pillow for your neck or a roll, and a very small pillow under your knees, unless you have disc concerns. If you have lower back disc concerns, you may prefer a larger pillow under your knees. Careful not to swing your hip out, your knee out, because that creates a torque in your lower back. And over time, you will end up with your pelvis unleveling and lead to lower back and disc concerns. Number eight is create that consistent bedtime routine. So that's before bed, whether it's a warm shower, a warm bath, an Epsom salt bath, essential oils, meditation, yoga, reading. peaceful music. For me, it's reading before bed. That's what shuts my brain down, and I'm almost asleep mid-page to put my book away. It would not be uncommon for my husband to find me asleep with a book right on my face. Number 9 is if you can't sleep, don't force it. You've tried for 10 or 15 minutes, you're watching the fan twirl, you're looking at the ceiling. Get up, do some light yoga, do some light meditation, dust your house, get up, reset, and then try again. In that reset, focus on that gratefulness to shut your brain down. Maybe you need to journal, maybe you need to write down those stressors or talk it into your phone so you can put it aside to address that morning in the morning. But you want to put those ideas that are coming out in your brain because your brain won't shut down, write them down, talk them out, in order to allow your body that peace of mind to give that permission to shut yourself down. So as we talk about those 9 hints, I'm going to repeat them. Number 1, same bedtime routine. Careful what you drink or eat right before bed, and exercise right before bed. Avoid nicotine, caffeine, alcohol right before bed. Get regular exercise. Create a bedtime area environment that's healthy for sleeping. Careful with night shifts to mimic that bedtime area. Careful with your pillow, your mattress, and your sleeping positions. Establish the routine before bed and don't force it. If you can't sleep, get up and reset. And what does this have to do with chiropractic? Chiropractors are the experts of the spine and the nervous system. Chiropractors remove that stress on your system, get you out of that sympathetic fight or flight so you can get into the parasympathetic that allows you to rest and digest. And that's when all your organs, your digestion can work better. So getting adjusted, making sure you have proper spinal alignment, removing those areas of subluxation, areas of pressure on your spinal cord that are twisting or turning or torquing or twisting, or a low shoulder or a high hip. If your posture is in a torque position, it causes those subluxations, damage on the spine that affects the nerves to all the organs in your body, including that hypothalamus that we talked about in the top of the brain, affecting your circadian rhythm, affecting your sleep and the quality of your sleep. The more your nervous system is in that parasympathetic state, that rest and digest state, the more your body is relaxed, the better quality of sleep. And I can't tell you how many patients that always tell us they come in because of their neck or their back or their head for other reason. And one of the first things they say when we do a progress exam at their 12th visit is, I can't believe how much better I'm sleeping. I can't believe how much better my digestion was. I didn't know it could be that much better. They didn't even know they had a problem until it was that much better. So make sure you get an examination wherever you live to make sure your spine and nervous system is functioning well. It affects how your brain functions. It affects how your nerves function to every single organ in your body, and it will affect your sleep. So stay tuned with us. We talked a lot about napping. It can be great for you. Find the time and place that's safe and comfortable for you, and create that routine in that safe sleeping environment. Use those 9 hints for better quality sleep. We're going to talk about, coming up soon, 8 medical issues that can be affected by your sleep. We have our makeover on digestion, and that affects every area of your health. You are welcome to come with a friend. Contact the office to get your ticket today. There will be food and activities. We have a video for shoulder mobility coming up, and information how to help your lymphatic system. So stay tuned with us, connect with us. Every week we provide something new for you. And we love to connect. We love to have a review. We do this volunteer for you to give back, pass it on, share it, because we care. Stay tuned and see you next week.